You're watching NBC4 working for you. Live from the area's leading news station, this is News 4 at 11.
Search and rescue teams from Maryland and Virginia comb the waters of the Potomac. They're looking for a man who fell in and disappeared. A very good evening to you. I'm James Adams. The trouble began just before 8 o'clock this evening. A man was wading in some water on the Maryland side of the river when he went under. Darcy Spencer joins us now with more on just what happened. Darcy.
James, certainly a tragedy that unfolded here along the Potomac River yesterday evening. A family had come here to the Potomac to enjoy a beautiful day. They had to return home, leaving a loved one behind. The rescuers searched for that man between 8 and 9:30 last night and having to call off that search. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue officials say a group of 5 family members was on the Maryland side of the Potomac River near Cabin John. 2 men in the group had waded to an island to fish, but when one tried to swim back to the group, he only made it halfway when he went under and never resurfaced.
We use thermal imaging equipment. We use ATVs along the shoreline, as well as, the 5 or 6 boats in the water, checking points of land, the shorelines and things of that nature, to no avail.
After about an hour and a half of searching, the rescue was called off. The boats pulled out of the water. No sign of the swimmer. We
always hope that this young man is clinging to a log or island somewhere. We don't think that's the case. If we did, we would be continuing the search, but we hope to resume the search tomorrow, and we'll see what that bears. Authorities
say no one in the group had a cell phone and they only spoke Spanish. They were able to get the attention of Ben Lazovsky, a hiker who also speaks Spanish, but that was 10 minutes after the man went under. Lazovsky called 911 and stayed with the family.
They're really upset. I would imagine. I'm not being sure where your loved one is right now. They're very confused, and I tried to, give them support what I could in Spanish and tell them, that give them good luck and that the police are going to do the best they can, but they're definitely prepared for the worst right now.
The rescuers plan to resume their search between 7:30 and 8 o'clock this morning. They're going to be joined by the family and by that hiker to try to find the exact location where the swimmer went under. Now, authorities want to remind folks that swimming is not allowed in that particular section of the Potomac River, and you're always encouraged to bring a cell phone in case of emergency. I'm Darcy Spencer reporting live from near the Potomac River. Back to you, James.
All right. Thank you, Darcy. A Landover Hills man was shot to death overnight when someone tried to break into his apartment, or at least shot through a window. Family members tell News 4 a fire extinguisher was thrown through the window. The home is located in the 4000 block of Warner Avenue. Charlie Hicks went to investigate what caused the noise. His son was apparently asleep in the room at the time. The 54-year-old was shot as he stood in front of the broken window, investigating just what happened.
We're uncertain of exactly who shot him and why. We don't know if someone was attempting to break in or attempting to rob him, or if he was an intended target.
Hicks died at the hospital. So far, no arrests have been made. And there was a similar incident in Hyattsville earlier today. A man was beaten to death with a hammer after coming out of his apartment to investigate a suspicious noise. It happened in the 8200 block of 14th Street or 14th Avenue. Prince George's County Police say Jacob Adonis Pais Garcia was checking out the sound of glass breaking. Police say that's when he was attacked. So far, no arrests have been made in that case. Police are also investigating incidents involving pedestrian deaths. In Montgomery County, a woman was struck and killed as she walked across I-270 just south of Route 121. The woman called police from her cell phone just before she was hit by a car. The driver of the car remained at the scene. In Arlington, a man's body was found in the middle of Route 50 near the Glebe Road overpass. A passing motorist called police at around 2 a.m., spotting the man in the road. The victim's identity has not yet been released. In the district this evening, dozens of people turned out for a vigil to pray and denounce the deadly violence that has gripped parts of the city. The Stand Against Violence was held at 14th and F Streets in Northeast Washington. That's the spot where 15-year-old Maisha Lowe was gunned down as she sat inside a car. Police say she was not the intended target. Maisha was the 17th young person to be killed in the district this year. Neighbors in that part of Capitol Hill say they've seen enough.
I have felt the pain of other people, but now I really truly feel that pain because my daughter is gone. So I encourage everyone, please try to stop the violence in D.C.
A couple who lives in the neighborhood where Maisha was killed organized tonight's vigil. Now let's move to the Olympic Games in Athens. Nicole Zalumis is with us now. It was a heck of a night. I was glued to the TV all evening long.
That's right. 2 women's team advance and 1 legend falls. The U.S. softball team posted its 8th consecutive shutout, beating Australia 5-0. The 2 teams will meet a 3rd time later today with a gold medal at stake. And the U.S. women's basketball team crushed China 100-62 to advance them to the quarterfinals where they'll face Greece. Well, track and field took center stage at Athens in a scary fashion. Veteran hurdler Gail Devers couldn't even get past the first hurdle. Injury not only forced her out of the race, but ended her quest for a gold medal. Let's go out to Athens. 37-year-old Gail Devers warming up before her preliminary heat. She pulls up before the first hurdle, wincing in pain. Certainly a bad omen. Devers in her heat, running 3rd from the bottom of the screen as she explodes towards the first hurdle. She pulls up lame again and collapses on the track under that hurdle. She suffered a pulled hamstring and needed assistance to leave the track. Devers ends her Olympic career in a disappointing fashion. Men's 100-meter finals now. American Maurice Green came in as the defending gold medalist, but he was upstaged by 22-year-old American Justin Gatlin. Gatlin captured the gold medal in a time of 9.85 seconds to anoint himself as the world's fastest man. Gatlin, draped in the American flag afterward, gets congratulations from Maurice Green, who picked up the bronze medal. To the women's uneven bars, Courtney Kupets of Gaithersburg, Maryland, scored a 9.637 in artistic gymnastics. That's good enough to earn her a bronze medal. That's her first individual medal in Athens as she hugs her teammate Taryn Humphrey, who won the silver. So some excited fans in Gaithersburg, I'm sure.
But that was a wonderful Olympics.
She has. A disappointing loss for Gail Devers, though.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunate.
But she's had her day.
Yeah, she has.
All righty, we'll see you a little later on. Because just ahead in our broadcast, our Olympic coverage will continue with a live report from Athens and a look at the women's marathon winners. Also ahead, we have the latest news from Iraq as U.S. soldiers continue to fight militants in Najaf. And Veronica, what about the weather?
Well, today was mighty fine, James. Could tomorrow be anywhere close to this? I'll let you know when News 4 returns.
It's Toyota time, the nationwide clearance event, the year's biggest event. You've got to act now. Get big clearance savings on 2004 Camry sedans with $1,000 cash back from Toyota or 2.9% APR financing. There's special clearance financing on 2004 Solara Coupes and all 2004 Avalons. There's even $500 cash back on all 2005 Corollas. Toyota time. Selection, value, clearance, now.
You can email with friends, but how do you keep hackers from sending you viruses?
One new mail.
Stay calm. We'll eliminate the virus.
Just add AOL for broadband on top of your basic high-speed internet connection and get a whole lot more, like email antivirus protection that scans every attachment for known viruses and a downloadable firewall.
All clear.
So meet AOL for broadband and breathe easier.
Want more adventure this summer? Get more and get going to the Jeep Summer Sales Drive, where you'll have to hurry if you're going to get the Jeep 4x4 you want and grab $1,000 in bonus cash for a combined cash allowance of $4,500 on the legendary Jeep Grand Cherokee. But you've got to get it in gear because these offers end August 31st. Nothing's more fun than summer in a Jeep vehicle. Want more? Get going. See your Jeep dealer today because summer's almost gone and so is the Summer Sales Drive.
It's corn that's been pulverized and pressed into flakes. I call them corn flakes. Really quite delicious.
You never know when a golden opportunity will come your way, like the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get your favorite Lexus vehicle at an incredible price.
Next, they'll be bottling water.
See your Washington area Lexus dealer.
An American journalist taken captive in Iraq has been released. Kidnappers freed Micah Garin and his translator in the southern city of Nazirah. Garin is said to be in good condition. He thanked an aide to Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr for helping secure his release. The 2 men were kidnapped more than a week ago. Meantime, 5 American servicemen have been killed in separate incidents in Iraq this weekend. 4 of the men were U.S. Marines. All 4 died in the volatile Anbar province. The U.S. military says 1 Marine was killed in action yesterday. 2 others died in what officials call security and stability operations. The 4th Marine died in a vehicle accident. Also, a soldier was killed today in a roadside bomb attack outside Mosul. Meantime, in Najaf, U.S. warplanes and helicopters continue to pound rebel positions around the city's Imam Ali Shrine. The latest fighting erupted after a ceasefire failed to materialize. The rebel fighters have stayed in control of the shrine. They accused the United States of damaging an outer wall of the important holy site. The U.S. military denies it. In Norway, a world-famous painting was snatched at gunpoint from an art gallery filled with visitors. Edvard Munch's painting, The Scream, was one of several pieces yanked off the walls by gun-toting thieves. One witness said there were no alarms or security devices attached to the paintings. There are 4 versions of The Scream. The Oslo Museum had 2 of them. In Athens, America continues to lead the way in the medal count, and there is 1 more week to go. Devin Skillian has more, and he's been in Athens since the start of the games, and he joins us now with the latest. Rough marathon today.
Hi there, James. We're off to a much breezier, cooler start today, and the marathon runners have to be wondering, where in the world was this yesterday? Athens in August means beating a lot more than just the runner next to you. You got to contend with the elements. Over 100 degrees on the track yesterday, but apparently that was just fine for the Tennessee volunteer who turned Athens into Gatlinburg. In a sold-out Olympic stadium, Justin Gatlin was crowned the fastest man in the world when he leaned past the pack in the men's 100 meters.
I felt 100 miles away from everybody. When I crossed that line, I knew that I won. In my head, I knew it.
Defending champ Maurice Green won the bronze. Sean Crawford finished 4th. It was a marathon match between American Marty Fish and Chile's Nicolas Massou in the singles tennis final. After 4 hours of play in the heat, Massou won his 2nd gold of the games. Fish took home the silver, earning America its only tennis medal. In gymnastics, Paul Hamm missed adding more medals to his collection, finishing 6th in the pommel horse and 5th in the floor exercise. Meanwhile, his win in the all-around continues to be second-guessed. On Monday, an arbitration board will hear South Korea's appeal to give Yang Tae-young a gold medal due to scoring mistakes by the judges. Hamm said he would not voluntarily give up his medal.
I'm just going to go with what the FIG decides. If they decide that's the case, then I will do that. But at the same time, I feel that it would almost be disrespectful to the FIG to go against what they have ruled.
The U.S. women's softball team heads into the gold medal game Monday against Australia. They'll look for a flawless finish to their undefeated shutout streak. And James, on the marathon course, temperatures in the upper 90s, high humidity. Paula Radcliffe, the great hope for Great Britain and the world record holder, was leading for much of the race, but at the 23-mile mark pulled out in exhausted tears. Just terrible conditions for the runners, and that allowed Mizuki Noguchi of Japan to run to gold for Japan. America did pick up its first bronze in 20 years in the marathon. James, back to you.
That was a tough race today. Thank you so much. Still ahead, today's weather was picture perfect, but our warmer days ahead. Your Back to Work forecast is next.
Back to school means time to get Comcast. Learn at school and at home with networks like Discovery, the History Channel, and TLC. This semester, get Comcast Basic and Digital Cable for just $19.99 a month. Do the math. Variety plus value equals Comcast. Call today.
XM satellite radio.
Find hotel.
Bluetooth wireless technology.
Dial.
And voice-activated navigation.
Do you need directions?
No thanks. I got them.
You are not alone. Introducing the all-new 270 horsepower Acura TL.
Could you please locate the complete medical records of Stephen B. Smith of Midville, Indiana?
Imagine a digital command center where a patient's medical history can be summoned up in seconds.
Healthcare technologies from GE.
I've got the scan.
Delivering digital medical information how it's needed.
Everything's going to be okay.
Fast.
Could you please find the June 94 MRI of Tom Henry's liver?
GE. Imagination at work.
This is it.
What is this?
Introducing the full-size 5.6-liter V8 Nissan Armada.
Where are we?
Share the adventure.
All right, thousands of kids head back to school in Prince George's County tomorrow. What are they going to see?
They'll have some nice weather.
Be all right?
A good start
Good
to the work week. As a matter of fact, it will be the best day out of the work week. As we head through the weather forecast, you'll find out why. Meanwhile, today the air had a nice mid-September feel to it as the humidity was down, and temperatures today only squeaked up to around 80 degrees throughout the area. Right now, the temperature sits at 69 degrees. So 63 and 78, that was as good as we could do today, with the average high being around 85 degrees. Real quick look at the radar. It's quiet, no rain to report. Next chance of rain and only a slight chance coming to us around midweek. So this is not going to be too busy for a while. Temperature-wise across the area, take you up into Maryland and down through Virginia. Temperatures up here in the mid-60s, 65 Mount Airy to 68 degrees currently in Baltimore, 67 at NBC4, a little cooler now in Prince William County. You folks at 63, Bristow there, 61 in Washington to the west. And look at the cooler temperatures across western Maryland. 50 degrees now in Frostburg. You know that weather changes up there pretty early. Let's go ahead then and see what's going on across the area as we look up. Just a few clouds, those wispy clouds today. Did have a few fair weather cumulus clouds. Here's how it looks right now. Most of the high clouds down to the south over Virginia. We've got high pressure that's moving in across western Maryland. This high pressure system over us tomorrow. It's in control for tomorrow. By Tuesday, it's off to the east. And well, you know what that means. It's going to start to feel a little sticky throughout the area, but a great day coming up tomorrow. Could have a little bit of patchy fog, too, as we start the day off on Monday because of the light winds and the clear skies, but that'll burn off rather quickly from 64 to 65 degrees. Sun's up tomorrow at 6:28. So let's go ahead then and take a look at the weather systems on the map. High pressure, as I told you, the old weather system from yesterday down to the south, and here's where most of the weather has been today, but warming up just out ahead of our next weather system. Temperatures here in the 70s with a big temperature change taking place, increasing temperatures by as much as about 5 and 15 degrees. So warm up heading this way. As we take a look at the futurecast, the light winds, those will stay kind of light and variable, trying to shift to out of the south, especially by late tomorrow. The action well to the north and off to the west tomorrow in the futurecast. But then by Tuesday, there's some elements of showers and even some thunderstorms trying to squeak into areas around Kentucky and Tennessee. Don't think we'll have really any showers or thunderstorms. Not until Wednesday will we have a chance here. Again, that's around midweek or so. So clear and comfortable, winds light and variable, 60 to 65. Overnight, early morning readings comparable to where we were Sunday morning, so a refreshing start to the day and a good feeling day also coming up on Monday. Lots of sunshine, slightly humid, but not too bad. UV index for tomorrow puts it at 7, so make sure you put that sunblock on. And code yellow on air quality. By Tuesday, we bring the humidity back, 87 for a temperature, so likely to feel more like we're in the low 90s. Wednesday could have a quick shower coming through, but no severe weather. Thursday is quiet with sunshine at 86. Friday in the 80s, but that's upper 80s, James. Saturday, too, in the upper 80s, and we could have a few storms finally coming our way on Sunday. I'm not complaining. Again, tomorrow will be the best day out of the work week.
Overall, not bad.
Yes.
All righty. Thank you. Still ahead, we've got sports, and Washington leads the Redskins defense. We'll have this day's sports next. Stay with us.
Lisa asks, how do you get to the Athens 2004 Olympic Games? Practice. Or you can use Visa, the only card accepted at this summer's Olympic Games.
There's a place
for us. A time and place for us. Hold my hand, and we're halfway there.
For those in the academic, medical, and cultural fields whose work serves the greater good, we serve you. TIAA CREF, Financial Services for the greater good.
All right, what do you have this evening?
I have the Redskins from yesterday. The Redskins.
They had a great day with Miami.
Oh, they had an unbelievable day.
Defense was right there.
Well, they brought the heat to Miami last night, rushing for 181 yards and a 17-0 preseason shutout. But it wasn't just the offense that showed signs of the improvement. The defense looked solid, stopping the run and launching an all-out attack. Let's head out to Miami. The Redskins' first-team defense has yet to surrender a touchdown in the preseason. Number 53, Marcus Washington. One big reason for that. First quarter, Washington soars in, taking down A.J. Feely on his way. It was the Redskins' only sack of the game. Moving to the second quarter, Dolphins' Jay Fiedler looking over the middle to Travis Minor. Marcus Washington delivers the big hit, causing the incompletion. The Redskins defense gives up just 5 first downs, 98 total yards. All good numbers for Marcus Washington and his company.
It's something we can be proud of as a defense. You know, even when the starters went out, you know, the second and third string guys came in. They played extremely well also. So, like, we have a lot of talent on this team, and it's going to be tough to decide who's going to be a Redskin.
Despite Miguel Tejada's MVP performance, driving in all 5 Oriole runs today, the O's continue to struggle, this time picking up their 6th consecutive loss, falling to the Blue Jays 8-5. Let's go out to Camden Yards. This is what happens when you lose a bet with your buddies. Is it Elvis? I think it's a bad rendition at that. Let's go to the game. Bottom of the 4th, Orioles trail 8-3. Kareem Garcia, the batter. Garcia sends a fly ball to left field. Reed Johnson on the run, extends, makes the catch, then slams hard into the wall. He keeps the ball in his glove, which is why he gets our defensive play of the game. Actually, defensive play of the night. Takes his time getting up. Doesn't matter. He's got the out. That's all that counts. Bottom of the 5th. Game still 8-3. Javi Lopez with runners on second and third. Lopez sends a fly ball to right field. Alexis Rios camping under it. Makes the catch. Fires home. Melvin Mora, the runner, looking to score. Catcher Kevin Cash. Plenty of time for that out. Rios has only just begun, though. We move to the bottom of the 9th. The Orioles trailing 8-5. Jay Gibbons with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Lines this one to right field. The man of the night, Alexis Rios, dives and makes the catch. He didn't get it. Ends the game. The Orioles drop their 6th in a row, falling to the Blue Jays 8-5. Jill Miller's dream of winning her first final abruptly ended. His first final, today at the Legg Mason Classic. As quickly as the 124th seed beat first-seeded Andre Agassi yesterday, he then fell to second seed Leighton Hewitt, both in straight sets. For Hewitt, winning is nothing new, picking up his 3rd title this year. Let's go out to the Fitzgerald Tennis Center. Second-seeded Leighton Hewitt on the far court, returning the serve of 124th Jill Miller. A short baseline rally. Miller first with a forehand, then seals it with a stretch for the cross-court volley winner. It's been a good week for the underdog. Later in the first set, Hewitt serving in the far court. Hewitt wide on the serve. Miller short on the return. Hewitt follows with the backhand, then lays down a drop volley winner. Hewitt won that first set 6-3. We move to match point. Miller serving in the near court. Miller decides to go up the gut, down the middle with the serve, but his drop shot attempt comes up way short into the net. Miller's luck runs out today as he falls to second seed Leighton Hewitt, 6-3 and 6-4 in the finals of the Legg Mason Classic. Just 6 days after Stuart Sink was named to the U.S. golf team, the last man standing easily proved his worth, leading for the past 3 days at the NEC Invitational, never letting anyone get within 2 shots. Stuart, who was the final selection to the team, says his potential is just starting to be realized. Let's go out to Firestone Country Club to check it out. They say golf takes skill. Well, juggling 4 balls, I'd say that's mad skills. To the pros, this is S.K. Ho. In the bunker on 17, blasts out of the sand, gets it to fall in for a birdie. Ho finished over 2 over par, tied for 27th place. On to Tiger Woods on number 10 with his approach shot from 153 yards away. Tiger lands just off the green, But check this out. Takes a fortunate bounce, begins to roll toward the cup. He could land the eagle. Just slides right by. Tiger would sink the birdie cup and finish 7 under par. He's tied for second place. Don't call it a comeback. A look at the leader now. Stewart Cink capped off his wire-to-wire victory. Cink on 5, a tricky downhill putt. It breaks left and then in for birdie. Stewart Cink finished 11 under. That's 4 shots better than Tiger Woods and Rory Sabatini. Cink's second victory of the year. The town of Preston, located on the Maryland's eastern shore, is representing the Atlantic region in the Little League World Series. Tonight, Preston took on Redmond, Washington. Let's go out to Williamsport. Top of the 6th, Preston trails 6-3. Brady Hare delivers to Ryan Belial. A ground ball to the shortstop. Chad Hicks to Hunter Bennett. Second on the throw to first base for the double play. Great piece of defense from Preston. We got to get all their names in there for the little guys. Yeah. Bottom of the 6th now. Preston trailing 8-3. Chad Hicks, the batter. Hicks drives it deep to right center field. Michael Conforter goes back. Conforter stretches and makes the catch. Yeah. That boy's going to be drafted real soon. Left one fan at a loss for words. Check out his reaction. Redmond beats Preston 8-3. They're 1-1, and they'll face Texas on Tuesday. Okay. So little guys representing us.
Hey, that was some great big-time play.
Exactly.
All right. Well, coming up, we've got an inspirational story about 2 local brothers who were rebounding after just missing their chance at going to the Olympics. Stay with us. You won't want to miss this.